everyone, good afternoon. It's Jazz. It's the West Ham Irons channel. So I hope you guys are really good. Start of a weekend, Saturday. I know we had two mad shows yesterday, so thanks to everyone who more or less joined both shows. Obviously, we signed a player, Cornet. We're going to look at that. We're going to chat about that, and then one or two other people are coming and going in the team as well. So again, we'll kind of have a look at that. I think Matt's you're right. Matt's back. We're gonna. So really, let me just look at the chat first. So Steve's already in there. I'm going to introduce you guys to Matt, who's going to help me with the channel going forward. Matt's based in Mexico. You might have seen him on, definitely a couple of channels I was involved in. He used to do a lot of West Ham fan chat with Nicky and everyone. So I think he's got a bit of an issue with his phone. So I'll bring him in as soon as I can and everything's working for him. But anyway, first of all, Steve, how are you doing, mate? Let me know what you think of my retro top, mate. You know, it's the AFCO one, isn't it? AFCO one, mate. One of my favourites. I think this shirt's from 1984, 83. It's a good copy, right? It's not the original, but West Ham, Adidas, that's kind of the kits I grew up on with AFCO and all those kind of things. So I hope you kind of like that. But anyway, Steve, I hope you're all right, mate. Yeah, Mo, how you doing? I hope you're all right. We're going to look into that, mate. We're going to look into that. And I've done a couple of new formations based upon what I've heard in the last 24 hours, mate. And we're gonna kind of look at that as well. Hammerhead, hope you're well. Hope you're well, mate. Good. Ballon, how you doing? That was great, isn't it, mate? That's great. I didn't even, I follow this thing on I think it's Flash Score, right? And if something important happens, you see it in bold. I haven't seen his name in the whole game, mate. I don't even know if he's passed the ball, has he received the ball, has he had a shot on goal? So I haven't got a clue. So what I'm going to do first of all, before we start, you know what I like doing. Let's have a look at the scores, mate. Let's see what's been going on, mate. Let's have a look. There you go. Let me just sort myself out. Let's have a look. So Matt's back in anyway. Matt, you all right, mate?
Can you hear me now, mate?
Yeah. Don't worry. Get yourself sorted. Yeah, I'm just waffling on about a couple of things. So basically, so we were just mentioning in the chat about Lingard. A great start for Lingard. I don't even think he touched the ball or had a shot in the whole game from what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing. So bit of fun and games in there, mate. And obviously because you're back after a while, so I was just telling everyone Matt's going to be largely helping me with Frankie this season on the channel. So basically, Matt's got to catch up with a few things. We'll ask his opinions on it as we go ahead. But that's the score so far. Fulham 2, Liverpool 2. Cracking result for one of my favourite strikers, Mitrovic, mate. Bournemouth 2-0. You were watching the Leeds game, were you?
Yeah. I had the Leeds game on, mate. I watched the Fulham game. Like I know you've been saying it for a long time. Mitrovic, you know how good he is. His aggression, his press, he's relentless. You know, that kind of guy that we always think that might fit in well with us, but he had a great game. Fulham was set up really well, was really impressed with how Fulham was set up against Liverpool. Liverpool looked a little bit lackluster, to be honest. I mean, they got a little bit livelier when
Nunes
came on. But no, the Leeds game, I mean, Leeds didn't look anything great. There was a couple of good chances. They look a little bit more organised. You know what? That guy Aronson that they brought in, to replace Calvin Phillips, he looked good. I like the look of him. Mark Rocker, they had a couple of good guys there. I still think there's 6 points to take from them, anyone that takes up, because at the back, they're still 6 and 7.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ballon's mentioning, you should get 3 points, shouldn't we?
Oh, and nothing better, like you say, nothing better than seeing Nottingham Forest getting smashed. I mean, it's like we've talked about so many times, mate. People don't realise what has happened with Lingard. In fact, that he is just not mentally set. Everything, all this noise that's been going on, the inconsistency in his continuity, being able to play regularly, all of these things are just not going to allow him to adapt back to the Premier League that quickly. Talent, undeniable. But we know how many players in this game with talent have thrown themselves under the bus because of lack of discipline,
Yeah.
And sad to say, he's coming to the twilight of his career, and he could have been with us, jumping on a bandwagon that's going to, heading into the sun. And to be honest, I think the Nottingham Forest bandwagon's been, hitched to obscurity because I don't see how they're going to stay up, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I think my volume's gone a bit weird, isn't it, mate? Let me come in and out. I don't know what's going on.
I can hear you okay, mate. I can sing while you're
gone. I got kicked back, innit, somehow. Let me
weird. Well,
1 2 1 2.
I can hear you fine, mate.
I reckon I've got the window open somewhere else, mate.
Okay.
I can't see it though. What's going?
Yeah, I've no idea what happened to me. We were talking absolutely fine, perfectly before.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden mine went all of like with the static and the kickback. That's why I changed from my iPhone to my iPad and
yeah. No, I think I know what it is. Hang on. What about now? Is that better? No. That is weird, isn't it? What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, mate, perfectly. Here, there's no issue at all.
Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. This doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it's not make good.
Hello, 1 2. Hello. Yeah, I don't know what's this. Anyway, let's carry on, and it is what it is. Michael, hope you're well, mate. Yeah, I'm echoing. Oh, mate, what is going on?
You've not got the stereo audio on or something, have you?
No.
Or without the headphones? Did you take the headphones out, mate?
What about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've got no problem.
No, it's not right, is it? What is going on? I hate when these things happen. I don't know what's going on. You carry on anyway, man. You carry on. Hello? There's something going on with this. It's like I can hear myself.
Yeah?
It's like an echo. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can hear you perfectly. I don't know about everyone else.
It's like I say something and then it echoes and comes back into my ears. And that's usually if you've got more than one thing open. I don't know. Hello, 1 2 1 2. All right. Yeah, it's not good. But let me go through the comments quickly. Yeah, I mean, David Moore has been. Nah, it's not. Oh. You carry on, man. Let me sort my profile. I'm not happy with this.
No, okay, mate. Well,
yeah, carry on. Yeah, you can talk about Cornet if you want. We'll start off with that, and then I'll join in.
So, what does everyone in the chat let us know? What do you think of Cornet? I mean, to be honest, personally, I'm stoked. I mean, I really think that left winger is one of those positions that we've struggled with for many years. I mean, because recently we've been trying to fit in Ben Rama there. We've tried to fit in.
Hello, 1 2 1 2.
No.
We've tried to fit in Ben Rama. We've tried to fit in Fornals there. You know, so we're trying to put, round pegs in square holes or vice versa. And I think that Cornet is one of those people that will come in and do a wonderful job. Both of you have awful sound quality.
Who you have?
Well, someone just put in the chat, epic hash time. We have both of us have awful sound quality.
I know.
What is going on? What is going on? Madness.
I don't get it. What I'm going to have to do, everyone, we're going to have to come in and out then. I don't understand what's going on. Hello, can you hear me? Actually, since Matt's gone, it's okay now, isn't it? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? I think that's something to do with Matt, didn't it? Matt came in and it all went all a bit weird, didn't it? Let me know if that... Hello?
Hello, mate. I came in and out. See if that makes it any better.
When you went, hang on. Matt, have you got it on your phone in the back?
The
show.
No.
Yeah. Because when you leave, everything gets normal. That's weird.
Oh Christ.
Yeah, you sound a bit better. And then when you left the show totally, then I'm getting a kickback in my ears. I think unless you've got it open in another window, computer.
No, man, I've got no windows open. I just got my
Yeah.
iPad. I've got no windows open. Are we both okay now? Or
Yeah, but I still got the echo. Yeah, I got the echo.
well, okay,
But when you double check if you haven't got your. You might have two windows open somewhere. That's what happened to me once.
Okay.
You might have an extra window open somewhere. Yeah, go out a minute and let me see, because then I'm fine. It's weird. Hello? Yeah, see, it's fine, isn't it now, everyone? Something going on with him. Anyway, let's get cracking with this. Too much messing about. Yep, no one wanted him. And what David Moyes has said, everyone, is obviously he said we made him a really fair offer, good offer, very, very confused why he didn't want to come, and he's backing Sullivan and those guys, He's backing Sullivan. He kind of said they did what they did, I trust them, and the fact he just said, no, it's really weird, and I'm not kind of happy with the start they've had, mate. That's me messing about, that's Steve. That's bloody, I'm having a nightmare, and this one, everyone. Great to see Jesse Lingard getting off. Yeah, hang on, we've gone through that. This is the new one. Evening, gents. Big up to Matt. Oh, yeah. Just having a few issues, mate. Don't know what's going on. Yeah, hopefully it'll be fixed, mate. Hopefully it'll be fixed. But anyway. All right, let me catch up with the comments, then we'll start properly. Bloody hell, how many minutes have we been up and down now? Bloody hell. It's one of those days, isn't it, everyone? Yeah, I'm going. I'm very excited. My daughter's going to be going with me. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. So hopefully I might see some of you guys there. Let me know if you're going to be there as well. Let me know. Yeah, I'm hoping I've sorted it out, mate. Yeah, it'd be good to get a point. It'd be good to get a point, isn't it? It'd be good to get a point. We'll kind of see how it goes. I think, obviously, last two games at home, we've done okay. So we're going to what we think the lineup will be as well, what David Moyes, what kind of hint he's giving out. Hello,
mate. I changed to another iPad.
1 2 1 2. Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got more iPads than fucking cups in the house. So change. Right, there we go.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, mate. Yeah, it's absolutely back to normal now.
There we go.
Yep, we're back to normal. Just going through the. I need a moderator, man. Got so many comments coming through. Love the Forest result. Spurs, listen, mate. World class manager, world class Son, and they haven't even used none of them, mate. Basuma was on the bench. Richarlison was nowhere. It's that. Was it Klusevic or something? Whatever his name is, he's kicking it, mate. Isn't he? He's doing really well up there. They got
really good signing for them, mate. I hate to say it. It pains me to say that, but. Yeah, they bought really well. They're organised, like you say, world-class manager. And I think they're going to be a little bit of a danger,
Let me see. Let me start with the bottom and say hopefully yeah, Matt. Hang on. Some people are in the fantasy league, Matt. I don't know if you had time to do your fantasy league in time. I had Nunes captain. I had, Zinchenko assist, clean sheet. Arsenal look good, mate, as well. Spurs look good.
Yeah, Arsenal were good. I mean, you can still see the holes there, the inconsistency. I don't know if you've watched any of their All or Nothing episodes, the 3 episodes.
Nah, not yet, mate.
No, you can see it's a little bit of a shambles still there, to be honest,
Yeah, I'll have a look at that. So, Danielle, are you going to be down the supporters bar? Is that what you're saying? I probably won't. I didn't renew my membership, so I'm just going to do things differently this year. I'm obviously going to be near the statues doing an instant review of the game, and then I usually have a few drinks. And in and around the ground, Matt, I don't really enjoy drinking around there. I'll just have a little bit in London, Waterloo Station. There's a couple of nice pubs down there. Have a few in there. We'll see what happens, mate. Spurs back 4. Tommy's right. Skamaka. Well, Skamaka ain't playing, mate. He's not quite fit up to David Moyes' standards. Spurs. Top four is going to be Spurs, Arsenal, maybe Liverpool, City, United, West Ham, a little bit behind. Newcastle are going to be good, mate, as well. They're going to be challenging us. But yeah, it's all about building up your squads, everyone. So the first thing I wanted to discuss before I bring Matt in is obviously for me, and I'll just share my screen. This is the best signing of the whole window for me, the most exciting. And what I really loved about this, Matt, is how much he wanted to come to West Ham. If you've seen the videos, it really, really meant a lot to him, especially after someone like Lingard just treated us with disrespect, I think. And this guy, 17.5 million. For me, when you see the footage, mate, the guy's got everything. Pace, hit the ground running. 9 goals in 26 are very respectable, 1 or 2 assists. For me, the best signing, left wing back, can play in a 2 with a striker. And people are knocking me, but I have done a bit more research. He can play left back. He did at Lyon. He can play left back, everyone. And I'd rather have him in there than Krezi. But what's your feelings about Cornet, mate?
Same, mate. Absolutely stoked with it. I mean, left winger is one of those positions that has probably been even more problematic than left back. Over what the last 10 years could be longer. I mean, realistically, if you think about it, after Masuaku, Cornet is coming in to fill that void that we thought Masuaku would fulfill. We thought that Masuaku would be that utility left back, left wing back, left winger, and give us that flexibility between the positions, give us all of those both defensive and attacking qualities, but never lived up to it, did he? And so, Cornet comes in to take that mantle from Masuaku, and, well, looking at things on paper, looking at his experience, looking at the results that he's given, there's no reason that he shouldn't. Because at the end of the day, this position, mate, has been such a struggle for so many years. Because for now, we stick him out there, doesn't work. We stick Benrahma out there, also doesn't work. I mean, Lingard floated around sometimes on the left, kind of worked. The only guy that worked, really, was Payet, when we had Dimitri Payet. I mean, he was wonderful on the left. And to be honest, the best real left winger that we've had probably would be like Stan Lazaridis, going back, because it's really been one of those positions that we've just struggled with.
I think what I've been thinking is, I don't know if you can see, I can blow up a bit more if you want.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking, what kind of David Moyes has been thinking is that it still looks like 4-2-3-1, but your fullbacks are much more up the pitch like Liverpool City's. They're kind of wing backs. So that's why he wanted that guy from Eintracht Frankfurt. I mean, I'll put Cornet in there for now because Krezi cannot do that role. Kufau's going to have one more crack. Hopefully he's back to that first season form. And what happens is when these two bomb forward, then obviously that's why I wanted Anana to kind of be the proper CDM who can protect when you're leaving gaps at the back. And Agar and Zuma are centre-backs that are comfortable on the ball. They're fairly mobile. They can run around and catch up. And then up front, Skamaka, Antonio, Bowen, Diaz. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is this is what David Moyes is thinking alongside the wing-back and the 3 centre-backs as well at the back. He wants to change formations, Matt. I think this season a lot more.
Well, it would be nice, mate, because we've been spending, a couple of years, talking about it. The lack of flexibility, the lack of a plan B when we need to change the game up, because both from a tactical point of view and from a substitutions point of view, we've always struggled, to change the game up in certain situations. So hopefully with the signings that we brought in, with Skamaka giving us that other option alongside Antonio up front, maybe as we've talked about before, dropping Antonio in certain moments into the front 3 behind the striker, maybe on the wing to power through, with pace and power. Also the options that we're bringing in the midfield, maybe we can change it up a little bit more. But I definitely think, mate, without a doubt, we still need that left-back position, because if you're looking at the top 4, which is where we want to be going towards, mate, if you look at the signings that they've made, fullbacks for the top 4, you're looking at them spending 50 million on fullbacks. You know what I mean? It's an expensive position because in a modern game, the fullback position has changed massively. And like you say, fullback, wingback, whatever you
Wing
want
back,
to take
yeah,
it as, it's changing. If you look right now, look at Cucurella. One good season at Brighton, really,
Brian, yeah.
and 60 million he's gone there. Look at how much City, remember when City spent 50 million on 3 players, 50 million individually on 3 fullbacks in one transfer window, you know? So, you know, realistically, I mean, I like Sufao, I like Johnson. Cornet, like you say, will be great if he needs to cover in at left back, but I would love to see a marquee signing, mate, you know, someone that we stick 20, 25 million on a solid left back so that we can get out there and say, it's an important position for us and we're going to build from the back because, Cresswell could do it, but for how much longer?
No, he can't do it, man. He's
finished.
finished.
To what level, mate?
Yeah. I can't see. I mean, I agree. Left back / left wing back, Cornet. I'd rather play Cornet in there till we buy that. That player will come in this window. Very encouraging to hear David Moyes suddenly, like the fans, show frustration. He was asked yesterday, Matt, are you top 6? He said, not with this squad, mate. But he said, we will fix it in this window. Right? So he's looking at left wing backs. There's a centre back we're going to talk about in a minute. Benny, you know what I'm like, black or white. Benny for me, not really for me. Kufal, Souček have got to show that form they had in the first season, so we'll see how that goes. We also need that number 10 playmaker, don't we? Creative playmaker. Benny ain't quite there. Formation-wise, mate, David Moyes has been speaking about the possibility of Antonio up front with Scamacca in time, not, you know. But I'm just kind of, I think that CDM, Souček is not that CDM that David Moyes wants in correlation to wing backs. So he's obviously saying wing backs are fine, but Souček ain't going to cover, mate. He can't. He's not
mobile enough, mate. He doesn't cover enough. He's got a great motor on him, but one thing he's been able to run and cover distance. Another thing is the mental aspect of the game, because you know a sharp mind will get you a couple of meters of advantage, like with Rice, like what we see with Rice. Rice is not the fastest, mate, but how many wonderful interceptions does he make because of his mind?
Absolutely, mate. And the first thing I wanted to go into, everyone, is obviously me and Matt, me especially. I think I'm well over the moon with Cornet. I was watching the footage last, and it's just when he saw a player, all right, you can act, but I could genuinely feel the passion he had for the club. You know, okay, obviously he said when I heard of West Ham, because don't forget, Everton spoke to him ages ago, and he just didn't say, he didn't want to go there. He stayed quiet. And West Ham, once we firmed up our offer, which I think was pretty late last week, things went really quick, you know, with the bid and the medical. And for me, where do you see Cornet playing his best position, mate, for you? What do you think?
To be honest, mate, I honestly see that I think he'll be slotted into the left side of the front 3 to start. You know, I don't think he'll be slotted into fullback to begin.
But that means Fornals is not there then, isn't it?
I do. I think that will be the situation, mate. I like Fornals. I like his energy. I like his work rate. But the thing about Fornals is, mate, you could play him in the middle, but he doesn't offer enough offensively in terms of through balls, in terms of being able to change of pace, change of direction, whilst holding on to the ball. So Fornals, you know, he's a workhorse. We've already got a Souček. We've already got, you know, we need that creative player, and especially if we're going to bring in and start to develop Scamacca, an intelligent, smart striker into the team. That's where we need those balls through the channels, you know, diagonal balls through onto straight runs, straight balls onto diagonal runs. You know, that's where we need to change it up a little bit more there, and that's where we thought Ben Rama would do it, but unfortunately, he's not done it as yet.
The other key question for me, as far as I know, mate, Antonio behind the striker plays in the same position as Bowen on the right. He's not left. And do you see him getting that central role in the 3 as the playmaker?
No, Christ.
No. I know. Yeah.
No, that's championship. That's championship form to put him there, mate. No, I can honestly see. I mean, depends how Scamacca turns out. We've seen it before with Simone Zaza, you know, etc., etc. I mean, not wanting to wish. I think Scamacca will be different. I do have faith. I don't want to be a pessimist or cast any doubt onto it. But as in everything in football, mate, You never know. You never can tell. So if everything goes to plan and Skamaka can take the central striker role, I think that it will either be two up front in certain situations, maybe when we need to get a result, if we're losing, etc., or that Antonio could be incorporated as a substitute into the position of Bowen. Maybe Bowen could switch it up onto the left side. Maybe Bowen could be moved into the middle at some point because of his running ability to break. Because obviously, the rule of everything is, mate, if you can't break an offside, what do? You run through the offside. And that's where Bowen might have that ability in the middle. But will he have the ability with the through balls? I don't think so. I still think we need that, like you say, that tricky number 10 in there. Like you said the other day when I was listening to that Berkovic, that Benayoun, that kind of type of player,
I think he'll sit in the middle behind Skamaka, this number 10. Cornet on the left. And what I like about Cornet, he has got that reasonably defensive side to him. He loves to tackle. Yep. He's a nippy player. And Bowen is a workaholic. So that'll make Moyes comfortable because he always likes the defensive side and attacking player as well. So that'll provide him with comfort. So the issue we do need that number 10. And then obviously stronger left back then. So if Cornet plays in his right position, then behind him on the left side, we still have that left back, wing back issue. CDM, I'd love to get a proper CDM in, but I don't know how much more money we got left in the bank. Agard is about, a few, was it 6-7 weeks away? I'm not sure how many games.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to there, I really try not to get my hopes up because,
What about the goalkeeping situation, Matt? Fabianski starting again. Areola's had one half in pre-season. What do you think about that, mate?
I mean, Moyes maybe is seeing something that we don't, mate, because if you look at it from our outside perspective, logically, objectively, Areola starts every time. But maybe Moyes is seeing something that we don't, mate, because for me, it's Areola. I like Fab. I love Fab. I love what he's done. He gave us stability in the goalkeeping position that we really needed, that we hadn't had for quite a while. And I love what he's done with the club. But in the modern game, talking about the fullbacks, it's moved the same with the goalkeeper. Look at the difference. Look at Liverpool when they're playing Adrian compared to Alisson, like in the 2 Super Cups. The whole style of play changes because they don't have that guy that can play out of the back. Adrian can't play out the back. He's a good shot stopper. He's a good old school goalkeeper, traditional goalkeeper. But their whole style of play changes. With Areola, Fabianski's distribution is diabolical. It is diabolical. I think he's in the bottom 3 of Premier League keepers, starting regular keepers in his distribution.
Yeah, he's got a leg power, has he, mate, to even to kick the ball out properly.
And he just doesn't have. I mean, he can't pick that pass. You look at an Edison, you look at an Alisson, you look at a Mendy, you look at a lot of these goalkeepers, mate. And the way that they can just, on the volley, leg over the ball, pick out someone that's, somebody's broke their mark, they picked up on the halfway line, chest the ball down, and they construct the play. Our balls are just getting lobbed forward. We don't have, apart from Antonio, a strong forward line in terms of size and strength. Yeah. And we lose the ball when it comes back. And so, for me, mate, unless there's something going on that we don't know about, Areola has to start. He really has to. I don't know what do you think? I know what you think.
I think, obviously, I wanted Pope in, but we've just found out Pope turned us down, and we did go in for him. It's the same amount of money. But again, I know that, and I understand that fans have concerns about Popes on the floor as well, all that kind of thing. For me, I think Areola, it's unfair on Areola to suddenly come in when Fabianski's messed up, when he said half time he played in pre-season, all those, that's it. And it's a very specialised position. I would never play a goalkeeper half a game, but that's just me. And I think he needs a number of games. And then the pressure will be on him. When he comes in, obviously, he's got to do it straight away. And
yeah, mate.
I would have bought him in after that Sevilla save with 6-7 games to go. I would have bought Areola in for the rest of the window. But David Moyes' problem is he's got his favourite badge people like Fornals, like Cressy, like that. No matter what they do, they don't get dropped, and it does become a worry. So for me, I don't agree with it. I think even if you look at the whole league, he's probably one of the oldest goalkeepers that are playing in the Premiership now, 36. I don't know. He's not all. I mean, Lloris, maybe he's like that. So for me, I don't agree with it. But what we're going to do, we're going to look at a player that we're very, very interested in, Attila the Hun. He's from Hungary. I'm going to show some footage as well. But I just want to quickly go through the chat. So Smeagol is don't know where we're going to score tomorrow, mate. Antonio's not featured in the 1 and 2 preseasons games previously. What's going to happen in that one, mate? Let me show you. This is going to be more or less the team tomorrow. And what David Moyes has hinted is, the team that drew 2-2 towards the end of the line. That is going to be the same setup, mate. Fabianski in goal, Dawson, Zuma, Krezi, Kofel, Souček, Rice, Lanzini. That's your team for tomorrow, mate. Basically, I'm pretty confident.
Okay.
It's forward to Krezi. Oh my God, that scares me, right? Creswell scares me.
Pep loves to play against Creswell. Whenever Creswell gets forward and out of position, he loves to play those lofted diagonal balls over the top of him. And Mahrez could have a field day against him, to be honest. But, well, let's see.
Well, Jesus.
Would you play Johnson there? Would you, just to mix it up?
I would, but then again, yeah, right back, left back.
Yeah.
Johnson, again, I haven't seen enough of him to judge. But, yeah, he'd be better than Krezi in there, I think. Yeah, he'd be better than Creswell in there. Dawson getting another year older, another year slower. Lanzini, I think his best days are over. He shouldn't be anywhere near the team. Antonio, you're going to play him up front again. Mentally, he's just not going to be happy, mate. He just doesn't want to do it. And it's just not good enough, I mean, Skamaka, yeah, well, I don't know. He's not fit according to David Moyes' standards. Agard, very, very unlucky. As we said, he's not going to play. So this boy, everyone, let me show you. The nickname him Attila the Hun. Got lots of caps for Hungary. He's a left-sided midfielder, centre-back, playing in Fenerbahce. About 15 million, mate. So what I like to do, Matt, is for my people is put some footage on and they can kind of see what it's all about. That kind of thing. So I'll play that. We carry on chatting, mate, and you guys can have a look at him. I mean, looking at him, weakness is concentration, but the rest is body strength, passing, aerial duel. So I don't know if
he couldn't be a Diop, Hungarian is a Diop.
I mean, obviously, I think, very good at heading. Physically looks quite strong, and he's left. I think it's a good idea, David Moyes, to have 2 left-sided centre-backs, 2 right-sided, and that's a nice mixture, isn't it, mate, really? Massively
important in the modern game to have left-sided centre-backs for the distribution aspect. If you look at Chelsea, they bought in Cucurella, who actually, funny enough, a lot of people see him as a left-back, but I think he played around 10 or 12 games at left centre-back for Brighton last year. He's equally useful there. And that's why I think that we didn't get, or we weren't allowed to move further forward with Nathan Ake, because obviously Guardiola sees the necessity there to have that left-sided centre-back because of Laporte with all the injuries that he's had as well, But I'm really excited, mate. I mean, I remember that this guy was being talked about for Newcastle, wasn't it?
This show is because they thought he's coming to Newcastle. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. And actually, I asked a mate of mine, a Turkish friend of mine that I know is a Fenerbahce supporter, and he says he likes him. He says he's good. He's strong. I've watched a couple of videos as well, but a mate of mine who is fanatical Fenerbahce supporter says that has he got
pace, Matt? Because I really want pace, but he looks very strong.
Yeah. He said that what he told me that he was strong. Smart with the ball. He's not like a meathead defender. Even though he's strong with the ball, he's got good enough distribution. And he said he didn't want him to leave. He said he would be upset if he left, especially for the money that's been talked about. 15
million, is it 10 to 15, something like that?
Yeah. Well, they heard as little as 8. He was telling me that they were hearing rumours as little as 8, and I was thinking that would be criminal.
I'll tell you what. Talking about putting pressure on him, this footage is reminding me of Vidic a little bit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, no nonsense, really. Let's go for the comments again. Tommy's confirming Cornet, the preferred position is left wing. So let's get a full back. Absolutely right, mate. Cornet's definitely better as a winger. Tommy, Matt's audio's getting a wee. It is crackling still, but listen, it's fine, Matt. We'll sort it out for the next show. I think maybe if you've got headphones for the next one, might make it better.
Mate, I'll put them on. Yeah.
That's fine. We're managing all right, though. Yeah, thanks for the comments. City have Alvarez. I don't know much about him. Julian Alvarez. Yeah.
That is a good signing. I mean, I will put Alvarez on the level of potential with Nunez. Between those two, mate, I mean, those two are going to be ones, especially here. I do watch a lot of Latin American football, get involved with a lot of Latin American football, and those two guys are definitely guys to watch out for.
Definitely agree, mate. Lingard getting pocketed by Willock and Almiron. I mean, they've got Bruno Gomes who's in my fancy team. I think he'll be good, won't he, mate? He sits in the middle, spent a lot of money on him, and they got Botman, I think, at the back, Pope at the back. You probably love Trippier, don't we? We can say what we want against Trippier. He's a nice wing back, isn't he, mate? You know, whips it in and, you know, lots of assists.
I always feel bad for him because obviously, you know, he went out to Atletico Madrid, which I don't think was the move that he wanted. You know, I don't think he really wanted to go out there, but I don't think he had too much of another choice. You know what I mean? I think it was kind of like you go and if you want to play at a good level, Champions League level, then that's where you're going to go. And obviously he's come back to Newcastle, started horrifically, you know, with a really bad injury. But, well, now he's back in as captain, you know, and I think he's one of those guys like Kyle Walker, you know, one of those guys that offers a lot on the pitch, but offers also a lot in the dressing room, you know, and just to the general team. So, yeah, no, would have liked him with us, to be honest. But, well.
Hammerhead is mentioning Raspadori from Sazula. I don't know much about him, but I will have a look, mate. I will have a look at him. Yeah. Raspadori, I will have a look. You'll know, Matt, as you get more and more into the shows, we do have a great knowledge in the chat, and we often, when we're wrong, they correct us as well. So, and they have a debate. They have a debate between them in the chat as well. It's quite good. It's quite good.
Raspadori, I mean, I don't know a huge amount about him, but I've seen that he recently broken into the Italian national team. You know, so I mean, if you get in there as an international, I mean, the difference between what my knowledge of between Scamacca and Raspadori would be is that Scamacca can play as a lone striker, can play, you know, physical size. I love his height, love his presence. And Raspadori comes across more as a second striker, you know, somebody that needs someone up alongside him. So, I mean, depends whether Moyes is going to look at possible options, you know.
We did cheekily place an offer for Ericsson. We did cheekily did put something on paper to him. He fits that bill, but
Rolls Royce of a player, even for 1 year, mate. Even for a year, I would love
Ericsson,
you know,
definitely.
He would sit perfectly behind the striker, mate.
Yeah, Razor West Ham. I hope you're right. And Razor's comments then is something that I've realised that David Moyes is definitely something has angered him, like us after Christmas. The league form, not signing anyone in the window. And that's why we're bringing in, hopefully, a number of players and spending a good amount of money. I think Moyes is, dare I say, at last, he's pissed off like a fan, isn't he, mate, at some of the things? And Cressy, big-time liability. And I don't want to keep shouting at Cressy because he's been a good servant. I want to remember the good times. And sometimes you've got to take, like Nolan, I used to love Nolan, right? And I would never say anything, but I know some fans got on his back at the end when he was a bit slow. And we don't want to see players like, it's a bit like boxers, you know, when they come out of retirement, you don't want them hurt, do you? Like, you've done all right, just don't come back in, innit, mate?
That's a good shout from English Yardy. That's a good shout. He looks good. Ivory Coast International.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I think I saw news that he was looking to go to Man United, I think, Sengari, but I mean, we've been kind of in the same mold as Onana, you know?
Oh, is he? He's a CDM, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, he plays in Ivory Coast.
Mate, Onana was a weird one where he's only had one good season. He's on $5,000 a week and he wanted over 100 and he wants to go Everton. I don't get that.
Mate, I don't understand why anyone would want to go to Everton in any point. You know, it's a rotten fruit bowl there, mate. They've spent far too much on far too many bad players. I mean, it's like Man United. You know, they've just done the same thing as Man United in sticking far too much money on players that they don't need, and it's just not gelled together.
Oh, again, great shared knowledge in the chat. Apparently, he's on the way to Napoli. So 2 people have confirmed that. And
it's a shame.
Yeah, he's kind of going back there, mate. So Juve are in for him as well. We see what happens with that.
Well, he's only really come through because he's been a guy, you know, Raspadori is a guy that I don't think he's been at any other club. I've not seen him around at any other club. You know, I think he must have broken through at Sassuolo and, well, wish him all the best, to be honest. You know, I mean...
It is. It is. I mean, the other thing I was going to say is obviously, let me just go through the comments. So Connor Cody's been linked out of the blue, came out of nowhere. They want 20 million for him. You must be joking.
No,
No. No.
If you can't get in the Wolves team, I mean, because they only want to get rid of him because he's not a guaranteed starter at Wolves. So to be honest, if you're analysing it from an objective point of view, a Wolves team that lost to Leeds today, and a Leeds, very, very basic team, why would he get into our team? I mean, just no. The
other thing that I think I'm going to be right on, and I again made that comment a couple of times, is I don't really rate Lampard and Gerrard in the Premiership, right? Villa have lost today. Very expensive team. I would say more expensive than ours. And when they came to London Stadium, Matt, they were well poor, mate.
I saw the game, mate. Yeah.
And I would not have signed Coutinho, mate. I wouldn't have signed him. He hit the ground running. 2 great games. You never saw anything after that, right? And what Gerrard's teams were doing, Matt, was kept falling on the floor.
Oh,
nothing wrong.
Terrible, mate.
And and I was like, is that what Gerrard is doing?
No,
I would have thought.
I mean, I don't hate anyone in life, mate. I really don't. But there's one guy that really fucks me off. I mean, Matty Cash, the right back. That guy falls over like.
I hate Lamela. I used to hate the Argentinians at Spurs, Lamela, people like that, Dali Ali, and they used to wind me up, mate.
Matty Cash is the one because he's like a right back version of Jack Grealish, same haircut, same kind of swag. Good player, but just does nothing but complain and fall on the floor, And didn't he he's ended up moving moving his international clearance to Poland, doesn't he? Because he knows that he's not going to get anywhere near the England team.
And who's Berardi? Hammerhead's on about Berardi. Not sure Berardi.
There's a couple of Berardis. I mean, there's a Berardi at Leeds. Maybe he's talking about the other Berardi that's at Sassuolo, no? There's a Berardi at Sassuolo.
Yeah, Peter, hope you're doing well, mate. He's another one of our regulars. Yeah, we need... And I'm really happy David Moyes is beginning to more and more just speak his mind now, right? Instead of just giving political, through the middle kind of non-committed kind of statements. And now he's saying, like I said again, Matt, they said, are you going to finish top 7? He said, not with this squad, I ain't. And then he went mad after the Brighton game, didn't he? He goes, He goes, after what I've seen, he goes, a lot of them in the dressing room ain't going to be in my team next season, more or less, right? So started kicking bins over, getting sent off in games. Something that was David.
That's okay, mate. He can say that as long as the club do something about it, Because if he starts saying that, we're not going to make it, well, okay, this is the moment for the club to do something about it. And I do think that, I mean, what would you say? Another 2 players to come in, a DM and another left back. I mean, to be honest, if we got in a left back and a DM, I would take that. But I still think we need 4 or 5.
Epic, how you doing? Epic's like me. He's going to be fuming, mate, if Fabianski starts, mate. I understand that. Smeagol, Kresley. Yeah, he scares me, mate. Kresley. I mean, I am upset what he done in that Euro Cup twice. I'm fuming at him. We were looking to get back in that second leg fairly comfortable till he obviously hasn't got no pace. So twice he thought he played rugby and pulled the guys down. Bloody hell, mate.
The second leg changed everything,
Yeah. So we're still hungry for more players. We're right, mate. They keep laughing at yeah.
I was going to say, we need to build up that bench as well, mate, because don't forget, it comes in the new rule about substitutions.
Yeah, 5. That's why in the chat we have the laugh. They're always thinking you're going to have 2 goalkeepers on the bench. And
It's not 3.
Yeah, but David struggles to bring one on, doesn't he? So we'll see.
Because, for example, Liverpool today made 4 subs, and I mean, they were 4 subs. I mean, they brought on that Fabio Carvalho that they bought from, I think it was
Fulham. Yeah.
Harvey Elliott, Milner, that's a classic change there, and obviously Nunez that came on and got the goal. But I mean, it's just one of those ones, that realistically, I mean, we do need that strength in depth, because even though we know Moyes doesn't make too many subs, I mean, all of the games today, teams were, I mean, I think most of the teams made 3-4 subs. Leeds made, in the game I watched with Leeds, they made 4 subs. I think You know, in the Villa made quite a few subs today. I was watching. You know.
Oh, actually,
the
that's
highlights.
Man City gonna have a big advantage then, aren't they? Oh
Massive,
no,
mate, massive. Man
yeah.
City are gonna have a massive advantage.
Oh, mate, you're right. You're right. Imagine they're losing, and all teams have got 4 strikers, haven't they? Minimum sometimes. And
Oh.
so Peter's saying David Moyes didn't look well. Well, I had bloody COVID again, Matt, didn't I? For the second time about a month back, mate. It was just bad flu symptoms for a day and knocked you out for a few days. So I don't know. You never know, David. David's probably. Another thing David said is obviously been very, very frustrated in the market. He said we've gone for so many players. And he said the reason we're not getting any of them, again, David's saying slightly more than he perhaps should or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's the terms. We are not agreeing terms with the players, he said. So there's a
wage structure. Then you think is holding us back? I think they're worried after the mistakes we've made with Yarmolenko, with Carlos Sanchez. All those kind of guys that we smashed up on. Even going back to Freddie Ljungberg. All of those guys that we tried to get in on big wage. Well, we did get on big wages, sorry, and just blew up in our face.
Okay, relax, Reiner. How you doing? So you think the team is... No, I can't see Areola in there. He hasn't even had pre-season, mate. Nah, Areola ain't going to be in there. Johnson, okay, fair enough. No Cressy. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But you think Areola and Johnson? Yeah, I think that. You might be right, apart from the goalkeeper. That's kind of up in the air, isn't it? Yeah, we should have won that. If we had a striker, Matt, in that 2-2 game, we should have won that, mate, Oh, you like Zobozlai? Yeah, okay. Okay, fair enough.
Honestly, not sure. I know Szalai, because that's how you pronounce it, isn't it? Szalai, my friend told me.
You've done a better job than me, mate, yeah.
Yeah, it's pronounced Szalai, as far as I know. Don't know the other guy.
Pete, we gave him a good game last time. Bowen played brilliantly in that game. Before I carry on...
Yeah, we were linked with Alvarez, in the same way that we were linked with Raul Jimenez. And I think that, those kind of players that we let us get by us have cost us big time, because if we'd have brought in Raul Jimenez, imagine. If we'd have brought in Julian Alvarez, and Alvarez, they didn't even sign him for a lot of money, mate. It was cheap. It was cheap, and that's what hurts even more.
The other thing is, why didn't Cressy didn't get exposed in that 2-2 draw. I'm not saying he had a great game. Matt, what he used to do, Cressy, is very clever. He obviously hasn't got the engine to go over the halfway line and go to the byline and cross it in. So what he does, when a winger's running at him, he tucks in next to the centre-back, and then Fornals used to cover for him, mate, didn't he?
Always, yeah. And he's lucky to have someone like Fornals on that wing alongside him, because if you would have had someone else that wouldn't have done that defensive work, like you mentioned earlier, that Moyes loves those kind of players, he would get shown up a lot more.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I having thought about it, I'm obviously worried about Spurs even more now, but I think at home to City, we've seen at Liverpool today, that's going to be more or less the best time to play City, It's going to take them a number of games to get into top gear for Haaland to settle in. So I think, Matt, obviously, I am pissed off that we've hardly got any new faces playing tomorrow, Cornet, I don't even know if you're signed in time, mate. So for that, let's hopefully the players can't show any tiredness. It's a fresh game and we can get a point. That would be amazing. So for me, Matt, I think it's a good time to play City, mate. First game at home. Away, I would have said forget it, mate. But I don't know.
Yeah, no, and I don't know if you saw the Community Shield with Liverpool.
Bits of it, yeah.
Yeah, they did look a bit disjointed, to be honest. Haaland, the thing is that, like with that chance that he hit the bar, but okay, he missed the chance, but he's got that striker's eye, so we need Zuma to get in there and bully him. We need Zuma to get in there and bully Haaland, make sure that he doesn't turn, he can't hit anything on the turn, and just keep him back to goal as much as possible. That someone like Haaland, you've got to keep him back to goal. Just not let him get that movement to get past you, because it's going to be a real nightmare. Because as we know with Fabianski, his reflexes are far less than they were. How many chances went past really hard shots from 6 to 10, 12 yards that beat past Fabianski because the reactions aren't there anymore, mate?
Mate, Brighton, he had a terrible game, didn't he? That was bad, Peter, are you talking about our Arnie? Man United link with him. Is that which other Arnie is that? Yeah, not sure. I mean, obviously, Matt, again, in one of the shows we done when Scamacca joined, mate, you look at the Serie A top goal scorers. Scamacca was in good company in about 4th, right next to Abraham, mate, right? So
Yeah.
he's done well, mate, and he's got everything. So that's interesting, Tyler. I hope you're all right, mate. So Tyler thinks Onana is nothing to do with the salary. It's about guaranteed playing time. And, Matt, that is unhealthy for a manager to guarantee playing time to someone, mate, isn't it?
Definitely, mate. But I'm not surprised.
They're desperate. They're desperate, mate, aren't they,
I'm not
Everton?
surprised, mate. I'm really not.
Did you know that Calvin Loon has broken down again, mate? He's injured again, big
Really?
time. Yeah, Lampard's like, he looked shit hot in training, and he's finished, mate.
And Jazz, you know, one of the things about the deal as well, supposedly that they sweetened the deal up for Onana, is that they're offering 20% sell-on fee, which is massive.
I know, knowing what I'm hearing, about there's going to be these clauses in there that allows him to walk out whenever he wants. There's going to be low fee clause. So similar to Lingard, mate, he's committed 1 year at Forest. They're using him. He's using them.
Yeah.
Then he'll be Middle East, Dubai, whatever. I don't know, mate. Wolves trying to sign Belletti before Roma. For me, Belletti isn't quite mobile enough for West Ham. He's a big boy, but similar to Antonio, mate, he's not quite got that. Where Scamacca, I see him chasing defenders, halfway line, trying to win the ball back.
Scamacca, mate, I've got the hope that he's going to be our Arnie, our Arnautovic. I've got that feeling, mate. Was it
the tattoos? Was it? I don't know.
Like you say, mate, the way that he chases down, because I mean, what we'd do to get another Arnautovic clone back in the team.
That is a good point, Rob, and I do mention that, especially for your wives. I mean, London is more appealing, good schools, all that kind of thing, and it's so good London that I was laughing with the chat that people like Carlos Sanchez didn't want to leave West Ham because he goes, my wife loves it here, Harrod, Selfridges, doesn't, so he just sat on the bench, didn't he?
Especially with all the money that he was earning.
75,000 all a good few years ago, mate. So again, going back to your comment, the board have been burnt, mate, with Král, Vlasic, this guy. It's just, Fredericks was on a good 40, 50 grand, didn't see nothing.
Jesus.
Malenko, mate, that was, again, a big killer, 125 grand a week.
But even going back to Ljungberg, even back in the day when he was on 50 grand, when 50 grand was a lot more significant and not playing, or even more, I think he was on that.
I think we gave him 1 or 2 million like Wiltshire to go early. Wiltshire got a million, nice £1 million lump sum to Plonker, but there you go. Yeah, Gerrard is not impressed with Gerrard, mate, at Villa, and he's spending a lot of money there. You look at their bench, Villa, Matt, Bundia, 35 million, Bailey, 35 million, couple of strikes. Not getting anything out of Watkins. Watkins is not playing well at all, mate, under this new manager.
Really surprised, mate. I mean, honestly, mate, I've never rated Watkins really highly. Good player, solid. But I mean, if he can't break in there and what's his name, Ings is in as a starting striker, mate, that's saying something. You know what I mean? Because no offense to Danny Ings, he's good, but he's not out of this world. And what is he now? 30, 31?
Yeah.
And the young Watkins can't break in ahead of him. I mean,
he's not a good finisher, Watkins. He does miss a lot of chances. I think there's something in there still, but Gerrard can't get it out of him like Dean Smith did before that. Again, I didn't realise that Silva's the manager at Fulham, the old Everton guy. I didn't used to like it.
Yeah, he's good, but he's a classic guy that will be good for a year and a half, 2 years, and then things will start to peter out and he'll end up getting fired like in most jobs he's had, poor guy.
Yeah, let me just go through the comments. Razor's liking the new shows. Thank you, mate. Yeah, we kind of went on a different course, shall we say, which I always do in life. If something you're not sure about, then be brave, do the right decision, and then change course. I had a channel before this. I was brave enough to amicably walk away from that because I felt it's okay with Marzi. So just do those things. Be man enough to make those decisions. No need to have a fight or anything like that. Just do things. I mean, Matt might be in his private job and he needs to move sometimes. You just need to do it. You don't want to, you just do it. And thankfully for us, we're on a different course on this channel and it's kind of going absolutely ballistic with your help. Vlasic, mate, new article, about to leave West Ham, mate. Torino are trying to do a deal with him and a couple of other clubs.
Did you see the argument between the owner and the manager?
Bits of it,
Yeah,
bits of it, mate.
How
Yeah.
embarrassing, mate, that got. That was West Ham style. It felt like we're dealing with ourselves, to be honest. There, some Mickey Mouse situation.
Again, going back to we don't get any money for our players. Like Anderson literally went for a few pounds here and there, and he kind of done okay, I've heard. Masuaku, funny thing is, 2 million is the fee agreed at the end of if we get any, and then so that's what we're getting for him. He's only 26, I think. I thought it'd be hard to shift Vlasic. He's on silly money. He could be on 100 grand a week. I don't know. So hopefully for me again, Matt, I make my mind. Not for me, Vlasic, mate. I don't know. I ain't seen nothing, mate. I don't know. What do you think?
Tough one, mate. I mean, I don't know. I'm split, mate. I know you're very black and white, and that's very admirable, mate. Has he done it in the first season? No. Do I think he's been given all the chances that he needed? Also, no. But do I think he can make it? It's a tough one, mate. Because realistically, in the position that he's going to play is a make or break position, because he's going to be stuck in. If he's going to play, he'll play in behind the strike, in the 10 position, because if Cornet is there and sets himself in the team, he'll be on that left-hand side. Bowen, unless he has a serious drop in form, is not going to lose his starting position. Is for our two defensive midfielders between Rice and Souček, it's going to be very rare to see a change there. Maybe Downs might come in, so that we have kind of right now Fornals, Benrahma, Lanzini and Vlasic fighting for one starting spot on the field, to be honest, mate, if everything goes to plan as it could. And that could even change if Scamacca becomes a starter and Antonio needs to move around as well. So realistically, mate, I don't see that Vlasic is going to get the chance. And he's going to need to play week in, week out, so we could possibly see his full potential. And it's not going to happen. So maybe we could keep him around for Europa Conference. But my question is, Jazz, if we get rid of him, would you get rid of him without bringing a replacement in?
I think what it is, again, I haven't seen any of him. Am I right in saying that he plays in Cornet's position and Fornell's left side out the three? Is it? Vlasic, is that his best position?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see him, honestly, behind the strike. I would like to see him there. Just like
as a number 10 creative?
I would,
right.
I would like to see it. Not saying it is his best position, but little things that I've seen from him, I would like to see him there. I would maybe in the Europa Conference, see if he can do it. Because at the end of the day, mate, if we're going to keep him, you've got to give him a chance here and there. You know what I mean? Because to keep people just warming the bench, like you say, on that kind of money, with that kind of capital equity tied up, in an expensive player, it's just not good for anything, because we're just going to have another Krul. If it could end up with another Krul situation, where we've got an expensive guy on the bench, obviously not good for morale, and things like that can end up turning toxic,
Are you surprised that Forest, Fulham, Bournemouth never went for Vlasic? Coming up, a team might do something for them, wouldn't he? I don't know.
I'm surprised we went for Vlasic.
Listen, no one even knew on the earth who he is. No one even knew. And the guy hasn't got pace, and in the modern game, you can't. Danielle, I hope you're doing well. Again, supporting what you said, Matt. She's done a little bit of research with a few fans, and is saying he's not a nice person at a club, in dressing room and things like that. I don't,
Well, he's had a couple of issues, hasn't he? He had a couple of issues there with my volume's too loud.
We'll sort it out next time, Red. Yeah, we'll sort it out.
Sorry, or maybe I'll talk a little bit quieter. Maybe I'm shouting. I'm excited to be back. That's why, Jazz.
Yeah, Jason, hope you're all right. Jason, hope you're all right, mate. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to be near the statues after the game, I think. Yeah. Park the bus. That never works, Gary. You can only park the bus for certain. That used to be Big Sam's time.
Especially against City, mate. Sooner or later, they break it down.
Not at home. You want to, yeah. I don't rate them at the back that much. They weren't that good at the back, Matt. Were they last year? In some periods.
And it continued. The trend continued in the Community Shield, mate. And also in that, what was it called? Champions Cup or whatever it was they were playing. I saw them against, they didn't look brilliant against Bayern, and they were actually against the Mexican club, Club America. And, the best thing about City is to hit them on the counter. really is. You know, get between the gaps that they leave, especially with the inverted fullbacks that they play. You know, there's space to get behind them.
They're gonna hate. They're gonna hate playing Bowen, mate. They're gonna hate playing Bowen. Bowen's
And
gonna
if
be
we
a
can get Cornet,
nemesis,
if we
mate.
can get Cornet, mate, playing, you know, especially for maybe for the second game, you know, those wingers around the outside, that could really hurt them.
I think so. Smeagol, mate. Let me just say it now. I agree. Listen, that ain't gonna happen, and nor is Areola gonna play, mate. And it's just gonna be the same as that last game, mate. Right? So the whole window's we're a good way through the window. Yeah, we've got nothing to show tomorrow, you know. But to be fair, that Spurs 4-1 win. Somehow, something's happened to Sessegnon. Always rated that guy at Fulham.
Yeah.
Always liked him. Looks like he's definitely scored one goal, maybe set another one. He nearly got another goal. And all these players that they bought, they've got some strength and depth now. They've got Perisic, they've got Basuma, whatever. He's always wanted him out of club. I thought he's all right. But Champions League football, you can't compete. So a lot of West Ham fans this afternoon, Matt, a bit envious of Spurs at the moment, and perhaps Arsenal, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing that's frustrating for us, and it really is frustrating, is that, let me give an example. You know, the Leeds game I watched, let's just take it there. Leeds had 4 new starting players. You know what I mean? 4 guys starting new. I mean, okay, they lost Rafinha, they lost Calvin Phillips, but they got 4 new guys starting. We've made all these signings, and we're not going to have anyone new starting in the first game of the season. And that's frustrating, mate.
What is the Nottingham Forest project, mate? It's making me laugh. What is this project?
Avoid relegation? Or I've got nothing against Forest. I mean, I always respected Forest as a good Premier League team. You know, nothing against Forest, but I just really don't see how they're not going to go straight back down. I really do think, mate, that they're going to bounce straight back down.
Yeah, we'll see. Let me just go
the
for the
only one
comments.
that I hope can stay up is Fulham, you know. I really would like Fulham to stay up, but well.
Fulham, very, very early. My 3 to go down, Matt, again, surprisingly made up mine quick, were, funny enough, Southampton, because we did a show yesterday, so I'm not only saying it because of what's happened. Bournemouth, I think I put in there.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody, I've got to watch another. I don't know, there's another one I put in there. I'll think about it later, but I thought Southampton haven't got Brozier. And what I liked about this window, Matt, again, we didn't discuss it, was that we're not waiting for that number 1 target, not too long. We're moving on to target 2, 3 and trying to get players in. Like Brozier back in the day, we would have waited. And obviously, as you know, players get snapped up. And the Lingard one took far too long, didn't he? He's like, Summer, what are you doing? You know,
but that
weird, isn't it?
Drag it on for too long, full stop. You know, I mean, would I have loved Lingard back? Yeah, of course. But
number 10, yeah.
But not for that money, mate. Not for that money. That was too much money.
I think he played on the left in the 3 behind the striker in the formation. So is he left-footed, is he, Lingard?
No, but he's one of those guys that plays like a Payet, you know, like plays on that side, you know, just to... I don't know if he feels more comfortable there, but he supposedly was on the left today.
Again, Daniela, going to your point, and again, I don't know if Matt saw the show, is for me, it's about a team player. So, okay, if he gets Matt in his first season, 8-9 goals and 5 assists, I'll be happy. Because I'm saying, think of an assist like half a goal and then tally it up. So again, we spoke about Amel Heskey, who Matt would have known. Owen used to love him, you know. So it's not all about goal. It's about how you bring in the players into the game, like Sacco. That season, that Payet season we all loved. You don't know how much work Sacco done to free up Payet, Lenzini behind him, you know. So that's a point. I don't want to say I want 20 goals a season and then he doesn't do well. Well, actually, that would be cracking anyway. But 10 goals, maybe 5 assists for me, Matt, and I'll be all right with that, mate. I don't know what you think, mate. Yeah.
Well, mate, I mean, we do need that clinical goal scorer that we've been lacking for so.
No. But if he holds it up, and then it means Antonio and Bowen get more goals than last year. So.
Yeah, mate. At the end of the day, where the goals come from, the goals come from.
Yeah.
But what I would like is that kind of like that guy who has the ability in the box. It just bounces 6-8 yards out and bass, goal. You know, that clinical eye that I think we've been lacking, God, since maybe Tony Cottee. You know, I mean, somebody that really can really stick the ball in the back of the net from nothing. But like you say, I think you're right, Jazz, mate. For the size of him, for his height, for his physique, I think that Moyes has that kind of plan for him. You know, playing back to goal, obviously with 3 guys behind it, directly behind him. Let's see what plans they have for Declan Rice this year.
Peter thought we were going to have to pay Masuaku. Listen, you never know, Peter. We might be paying most of the wages, mate. I don't know, mate.
But I mean, you know the scary thing, Jazz. I don't know if you remember this. We've in the history of the Premier League, mate, we've only had 2 people that have scored 15 or more goals.
How many?
2.
Since the Premiership started?
Since the Premier League started, mate.
In 92, 93.
Hudson.
Oh, my God.
We've never had a 20-season goal striker in the Premier League. Obviously, if we're talking about Division 1, etc., it's different. But Premier League, we've got Di Canio, I think, got 16, and Hartson got 15. And everyone else, you know, even Cottee didn't get it. Cottee got 13, I think. Trevor Morley had that good season, didn't he, as well? And, of course, you've got Canute that had a couple of good years. So...
Okay, Hammerhead says Vlasic is a... That's what you said, Matt. That's what you said, isn't it? Okay, interesting.
He played for Croatia in the number 10. When I've seen him for Croatia, he's been in the number 10 role.
Maybe Moisey should have done it. Yeah, Moisey, you've taken a risk then, Moisey.
Ah, look, yeah, Tommy. Yeah. Great minds think alike.
Gary, let me know in the chat how many of you going tomorrow. Let me know. Matt, any plans on coming to good old UK or Blighty or not?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Looking to come over. I think at Christmas, mate, is the plan because I just come back from I went to New York. My wife got sent on a course to New York, so we took advantage of it and had a quick wander around New York, which was nice. But yeah, I think in Christmas, mate.
Good. I know. Yeah. I think you had a good trip out there, which is always good to refresh, to clean the mind,
we'll get to come back. Me and you, Jazz. No.
Yeah, definitely, mate. We'll definitely do that. It's funny comment about Masuaku. Razor wants to drive him anywhere wherever he wants to go.
Even with the petrol prices like they are, mate.
English Yardie, yeah, definitely, mate. The amount of money that Everton have pissed down the wall and Villa today, and that formation I looked at. So he's playing Bailey and Ings or something. I don't know what's going on. What are you doing?
It was, mate. It was a front 3. I flicked a little bit into the game because I do keep an eye on Bournemouth. They had Coutinho, Ings, and Bailey up front.
Matt knows about pencil cases anyway, don't you, Matt? So his project. Oh, Lingard's going to get pelters, mate. I heard we're going to bring Monopoly money to the Forest game and throw it on the pitch. Oh, mate. I spoke to a Man United fan at the wedding yesterday, and he said he doesn't believe mentally. He said there's something missing. He ain't 100% right. I said, I don't know, mate.
No, mate, not at all.
I don't know, mate. I said, don't know what's going on in his private life. I don't follow TikTok or any of that. Old school Jazz is still stuck in Facebook, mate. I had a job interview with Snapchat, and I've never had an account. I had to for the job, and all the kids have come out of Facebook a long time ago, Matt. They're on Snapchat and one or two. Listen, I'll just stick to one thing and that kind of thing, really. Daniela is totally ignoring me, speaking to Matt.
I agree, Daniela. I agree 100%, but I would have liked to have gotten them in a couple of weeks earlier, you know, so we could have started the game. I agree. Not to rush them in, but we got Man City, you know, so I would have liked.
Tom, anyway, welcome to the show, mate. Listen, it is what it is, and I'm sure it's similar on other channels. We do like a good waffle in the East End, mate. We do. Yeah, I wasn't sure on him, mate. I wasn't quite sure on him. Definitely. So that was the Vlasic story, everyone. Attila, we don't know too much about then. Everton, Chelsea, for everyone's benefit, is 0-0. 40 minutes have gone. The stats are telling me that it's a... Bloody, I'm surprised Everton had 3 goal attempts. Okay.
Yeah, I got it on the back. I got it on the background here, mate. And
lineup is...
Godfrey.
Yeah. Oh, they got enough for that. Havertz isn't a striker, is he, mate? Got Havertz in the middle, Sterling can't. Chilwell, He's in there. Chilwell and James. Wow, those are wing backs, mate. Chilwell and James.
Oh yeah, and they got what's his name, Kubali as well.
Oh, I thought that's a poor Everton team. Tarkowski, mate, and me slipped under the radar on a free transfer, mate, didn't they?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
that's kind of.
And Jerry Mina, that's been around for he's like their version of our Zuma, to be honest.
Definitely. What's your feelings on Downs, mate? Before we close up, we've done an hour, so we're going to close up everyone again. Yeah. Support's been unbelievable through the roof. So, what's your feelings on kind of the only other real signing, apart from the young lad from Ireland and Downs? Yeah, Downs was right, 10 million, 11 million, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, mate. I mean, local boy, West Ham fan. It's always good to have around. You know, obviously, not sticking around as a charity case. With no disrespect, like it seems to be with the case of Martin, you know, in the goalkeeping position. I think they've just kept him around there, to be honest, for his dad, you know, not because of anything else. Not a bad player, Downs, from the little I've seen of him. Do I think that he's going to break through and be a potential starter? I would be surprised, mate. I see him as someone that they brought in to fill out the squad. You know, for cups, both national and, you know, the start of the Europa Conference. But, I mean, let's wait and see, mate. I mean, let's wait and see. I mean, don't want to judge him too much. I know he was involved in the England setup as a kid, but a lot of guys are involved in the, you know, the under 18s, under 19s, under 20s, and then don't go any further with that, because the jump up to the real national team, the senior team, is massive, you know. So, not really enthusiastic about it, you know. Not like I say, don't want to be negative about it, but meh. Meh.
Yeah. So looks like Ashby, Connor Coventry, they're not really going to get a chance again. We've spent 100 million at the moment, Matt, with obviously nothing coming in, but 11 players out the door for no money coming in. But it frees up the cash because the salaries, and I'm surprised that 100 million's been spent and we're still looking for about 3 players, shall I say, left wing back number 10 and I don't know, 3, 4. Well, the centre back, isn't it? So another centre back's coming in. That can only mean one thing, mate. I think Oggy's finished now, isn't he? I was thinking about that the other day. That Oggy, he keeps breaking down, doesn't he? And he's 34.
Yeah, no, I think they'll keep him around just because of out of respect and everything. But yeah, in the same way, I really don't think. I mean, I love Ogbonna. Always comes across as a lovely guy. You know, you saw him with the Skamaka when Skamaka came in, straight away there to help him. You know, is, like we say in Spanish, is paisano, his, you know, fellow countryman. You know, and he always comes across as a real good, funny guy. You know, even in English, he comes across being funny. But nah, mate, I just think it's one of those situations where no. And Dawson, like I said, Dawson serves a purpose up to a certain point, but I can't blame the board, and Daniela's got a point, because to be honest, if it hadn't have been for the bad luck of the Award situation, he'd be starting as well. So, I mean, I can't judge too much, but like you say, 100 million spent and not one will be in the starting lineup for the start of the year, mate. That is a little bit worrying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Robert, I mean, again, everyone, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I think we're on 771, you can see on the top there, trying to hit the 1,000 mark. Then I told everyone, Matt and Jazz going to get a helicopter, cut the cars and all that kind of thing. And then obviously, this is going to be funny. Listen to this and let me get it out. There we go. There's a cheer for everyone in the crowd.
Didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. Did they?
It's basically all these little sounds on this thing. Anyway, Robert, again, thank you for those words, mate. Is it true Lingard has had his Mickey Mouse watch stolen? Oh, my. He's getting it. Well, if Anana goes to Everton, he's going to get a little bit of it as well, isn't he? He's going to get it. And we'll see what happens. The other thing, mate, Dupe, I think, is on the way, isn't he? I think Fulham have made a 15 million bid.
Yeah, that one has not really heard anything more about that. It kind of got stuck.
Stopped it now, haven't they? Stopped it. Oggy could be like Noble, stay. He's clever enough to be a coach. Oggy, he looks that kind of clever guy, doesn't he? So we might have a role for him, mate. And without thinking, man, I can't tell now, but Oggy's been out of club a good number of years. It's flown through quick, hasn't he? I think was it Bilic signed him? Who signed him? Bilic, was it? Or
what? He must have been here since Christ.
About Bilic, I don't know. What's
2016?
Yeah, about that.
Must have been
about
like
6 years.
6 years now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it must be about 6 years. I mean, to be honest, mate, I would keep him on board without a doubt, as long as his wages aren't too high. I mean, Bonner's, like I say, great guy. Keep him around. Smart defender. Can be involved around in the dressing room. But yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's worrying, the centre back position. Worrying
because I didn't think we were going to bring another centre back in, but what that's telling me is they've seen something in Oggy to say, like Winston Reid, it's not happening, mate, and we can't rely on him, and that's that kind of thing. Lingard, I was very worried, but I'm happy after today, especially what Matt's saying is Forrester looked really, really bad, and I don't know. Do you think Lingard's going to score the winner like he did at United right in front of me?
It's very different playing alongside the team that he was playing for Man United,
West Ham,
compared to playing it for not Forest, and
Well, English Yardie, not impressed with Chelsea. Well, we're going to call it quits soon. I'm going to jump on and watch that. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought Arsenal, Spurs for me are the ones behind Man City and Liverpool. We're bunched in with United, Chelsea, and Newcastle. I think we're a little bit behind those three. I know that, but
in my prediction, mate, I put Chelsea in 5th,
ahead of Man United.
No,
I mean Chelsea.
Sorry. Ahead of yes. Yeah. City, Liverpool, Arsenal, and Tottenham in top 4. That's what I think this year.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if Chelsea don't win today, Liverpool haven't. Spurs are probably top of the league with a goal difference. So it is early days, but I'm just like a kid. I love looking at the league tables, even after bloody one game. I know what I'm like. Oh, yeah, Alex, he does sound frustrated, mate. He is coming out more, and he is frustrated, Matt, where he's not involved in the financial details, everyone. And that tells me, Matt, okay, we spent 100 million, but it looks like a lot of his targets we're not being able to get, mate,
Yeah, is this current, it's like the more European style, isn't it, of being compared to being manager to, you've got like a spectrum, of from the Arsene Wenger style manager that was involved with everything, even marketing and stuff like that, at one end, all the way down to this modern role of first team coach that you're literally only responsible for dealing with and training the guys that are given to you and basically having no involvement, which is sometimes involved like around the European models, when they have technical directors, sporting directors, etc. So that's kind of like the spectrum. And Moyes is looking more and more towards the end of first team coach as it goes on, that he's, like you say, maybe not being taken into account as much, maybe not being involved as much, maybe a disagreement between Rob Newman and him or the board and him about who's being brought on. But if we brought this guy, Rob Newman, that obviously came from City, has success, can do a job, you've got to trust him. Otherwise, what's the point of bringing him in?
Definitely. Hammerhead, I think you're right. I think what it is, West Ham are trying to be a bit proactive here, where if Onana comes in, they're thinking of Rice next season. If their centre-back comes in, they're thinking of Oggy. So that's kind of a bit of that, mate, with that. Just a few more comments, a bit of jokes going on in there. Company car, I am after a mod, mate. Yeah, you know what I mean. Ligament damage, Agard. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just us, isn't it, mate? That is just incredible in his second real game, Sorry if any of you think we'll be anywhere. Really? Alex, you think we'll finish 12th? No. I'm looking at best possible scenario, 7th. Around 7th or 8th is where we should be, I think. I don't think. I think we're better than a lot of clubs there, mate. I think we're better than a lot of clubs.
I mean, less than 7th would be. Less than 7th would be very poor. Would be really, really poor. will be really disappointing.
Yeah, a couple of last questions for you, Matt, before we call it. I'm not going to ask for your City prediction because we don't know. That's silly asking anyone. We don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, we all hope we get something. What's your view on the window so far? Yeah, what's your view on the window so far? And is it enough? And where do you see us roughly finishing? I think it's fair enough at the end of the season.
Is it enough? Am I happy?
Oh, are you happy? Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm okay. Is it enough? No. Is it enough? Definitely not. My concern is that things were done too late with a lot of the things that we brought in. The obviously freak incident with that word was terrible. That really hurt us. But I just think that, like you say, 4 guys in probably is what we need, but we know that's not going to happen. Left back, centre back, defensive midfielder, and would like a number 10 or striker. Maybe you could put 5. But to be honest, right now, I'll be happy if they threw everything out the window and said, you know what, fuck it, let's go 20 million, 25 million on a solid, good left back. Because think about it, we were talked about Ake and guys like that, and things have just dropped off completely. There were rumours about solid left backs, and things are just starting to drop off, and that's worrying, because sometimes when the chatter goes down, that means that the real deals are getting done. But with us recently, that's not the truth. And I just do think that if we don't get that left back position fixed, Johnson won't be able to cover well enough for Cresswell. Or, like people are saying in the window, in the chat, we've got a good enough squad for 10th, 9th, 8th. But Christ, Jazz, we were looking for Champions League, mate. We should have built on this.
We should have got Champions League 2 years ago if we'd bought in with Lingard that Declan Rice replacement. When Rice was out for, 4 games, 5 games, right? And then again last season, our form after Christmas is absolutely relegation form, right? And we finished 2 points behind the poorest Man United team this century, whatever,
Yeah, it's disgusting.
So again, it's reactive, not proactive. And you're right, Matt. 100 million sounds a lot for West Ham United, but when you look at the clubs around us, what they're doing is similar amounts being spent. I do feel sorry for the board where we're not able to bring any money in from any reasonable player sales, but it is playing catch up, Matt, isn't it? It is playing catch up if you average to spend over the last 4 or 5 years. Peter agrees with you. It's 5 out of 10, mate.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree with you, and then we're going to call it quits, and then it's just saying, would you take 8th but winning the Conference League?
You know what? I might do.
Because that takes you into Europa. Yeah, that takes you into Europa, Tyler.
Yeah, and just to win something. I mean, years ago, I would have taken winning anything, anything, any cup. Because at the end of the day, a cup's a cup.
Another thing, Matt, quickly, because I just think of these things. Has any Premiership club done a pre-season tour in Mexico, do you know? Or anyone?
No. With the current... cup that was being done in the United States, with where City were and Chelsea and everything like that, there were Mexican clubs involved there. The biggest clubs, which are like Chivas, Club America, and Tigres of Monterrey, and the Monterrey.
What was the team Maradona managed? I was listening to that podcast before he passed away. Maradona, rest in peace.
That was a second
division, yeah.
Yeah, Sinaloa Dorados, the golden.
Yes, yes.
But that was all drug money, and Sinaloa is the state where the famous Chapo Guzman comes from. So,
right.
Yeah, I think he was only there for the free cocaine, to be honest.
Yeah, he had a good time there. Hammerhead saying Matt Ake isn't a left back.
But no, I know. But at the end of the day, Ake is one of those guys
penalty for Chelsea, Matt. Matt, penalty for Chelsea. 1-0, they've scored.
Yeah.
So that's Jorginho 1-0. Okay.
Jorginho. The J.
I'm terrible, mate.
Jorginho.
Even with it's Cornet, silent T, isn't it,
Cornet,
mate?
Yes.
Yeah, silent T, mate.
Yes.
Daniela thinks 6. She's positive, mate. She's positive, mate. Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Winning a trophy, take that all day. Yeah, I think about 7th or 8th, isn't it, everyone? Jesus has done well, mate. He looked really good yesterday. Really, really good. Good signing.
Jesus.
Yeah, but anyone, that's it. 1 hour 20. Matt's got to get away. We'll catch up with our families and do a few more things. So Matt, welcome back. Well overdue. Yeah, welcome to the. Shall I say it is like a new channel, Matt, now from going forward. So everyone, Matt's going to be one of my regulars with Frankie and me. At the moment, it's only going to be us three. I think that's the kind of thing what you guys want. There's not going to be what I used to do, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. And then everyone's over talking to everyone. No one gets a chance to really say anything. So most of the time, maximum is going to be 2 people, mate. And obviously, I do a few shows by myself. So welcome, Matt. Hope you've enjoyed it. And I suppose you can't wait for tomorrow, can you? The season starts again. And
Mate, I've got my old school. I've got my collection of when I went 3 years to Cardiff and only celebrated one of them. 05, 04, 05, 06. Then we went 2 playoff finals in the FA Cup. Well, maybe if it's not Jorge, maybe it's Jorginho because it's Portuguese. I'll check it out. Maybe it's Jorginho.
I know. Anyway, thank you all. But Matt, thanks for your help, mate. Really appreciated. And we'll catch up in a few days or next week, whatever, when we think something's happening. Or if we buy anyone, we'll try to jump on live and get all excited. Yep, take care then, Matt. Come on, you on.